Hi, I'm Louise Selby. When I created Morph Mastery, my aim was to make research accessible. I knew from research that using morphology is effective to support learners, particularly learners with specific learning difficulties. But I couldn't find an intervention which met their needs, one which was multisensory, highly structured and personalised. So I created one. So what's it all about? Morphology makes sense of words. It works with units of meaning, not units of sound.
In the form of prefixes, roots and suffixes.
Learners can use morphology to make sense of our sometimes apparently nonsensical spelling system. Our language is not purely phonetic. Using morphology can help us not only make sense of words themselves, but understand why they are spelled the way they are. It makes sense. Take the word musician. How do you spell it? If using phonic strategies, you might try this. Or if we have some suffix knowledge, we might try this. Using Morph Mastery, we can make sense of the spelling of the word. Here's how.
If we put music into a portal, we can see that the C at the end of this word forms part of the shun in musician. Then we can compare it with other words with the same suffix.
It makes sense. This can apply to simpler words too. Let's take the word hunted.
The common spelling error of ed suffix as id is avoided when you see it in lots of different words.
It makes sense. And this can apply to higher level vocabulary as well. For example, Latin. How do you spell medicine?
Knowing that medic is the root helps you to avoid spelling it how it sounds with an S.
In Morph Mastery, we use strategies that we know work for learners with specific learning difficulties. It's really multisensory with colour coding and ninja-like characters to represent the separate morphemes in the words. There's a handshake called the morph, which helps learners to put words into actions.
Musician, hunted, medicine.
And there's lots and lots of games to reinforce overlearning and to make it fun and tactile.
Point as well.
Float.
Okay.
Thing.
Just put these at the bottom.
Floated.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Henry, do you know what the id does to the word float?
Does it put into past
Oh,
tense?
yes, it does. Well done.
Shout. Shouter.
What do you think?
Will it be someone who shouts?
Perfect.
Float. It's a juicy one. Floating.
Yes. Is that a word?
Yes, that's when you're like, at the moment, you're floating at
Yeah, good. So at the moment is the present tense, isn't it?
So I have medicinal.
Medicinal, it's pronounced. Medicinal.
Medicinal then.
Pop the card there.
Yes, there is one.
Yes, that is a pair. Medic and
Medicinal.
medicinal. So you get a point. Right, turn. Remember, I can read it if you need
Musician.
to. Okay. Music. Do they go together? Yeah, they've got the same root, haven't they? I'll just mark your point there.
Many practitioners appreciate the fact that Morph Mastery is organised according to the English National Curriculum for Spelling. which makes it really easy to adapt for classwork and group work and different settings. If you'd like to know more, you can download a free chapter from my website or come along to training that I'm doing with Patos. Here's what people who've come on the training and started working with Morph Mastery have already said. Morph Mastery. It makes sense.